Hello, hello, and welcome back to Reverse 1999. So, here we are with Hissabeth's, what do you call it? Story quest. Oh, excuse me. Why do I always have to cough when I have to do these long readings? Anyways, I guess we can just start off by doing her survey. You already sort of know how she plays. So, yeah, let's just go.
Join with us, comrades.
Never alone and rarely outnumbered.
Wait, I think we should just
Our minds are as one. Never alone and rarely outnumbered. Our minds are as one. Hissabeth, the show's on, hounds. Devour it all.
Time waits for no one, even for a great feat.
Let's see those signs.
Yeah, now I'm kind of curious. Oh yeah, so she does with her ultimate twice, huh?
Time waits for no one, even for a great feat.
You'll better think twice. Discoveries are
Let's just go for this guy.
Discoveries are measured in increments.
I admire your
El camino más allá del concepto mutante.
Haskell.
En la acumulación de laberintos, suéltalo todo una vez más. Nuestro adversario es el tiempo.
An unconventional choice.
Let's agree to disagree. Not a fan of my work, I take it? Never alone and rarely outnumbered.
Tandy. The show's on, hound.
Our minds are climb aboard and prepare to meet your maker. Science! The stars are within your reach.
There we go. Not much damage, honestly.
3, 2, 1, down.
Time waits for no one, even for a great feat.
The stars are within your reach.
There we go. That was a lot of damage, but still didn't do all that much. Surprisingly.
You'd better
fan of
think
my work,
twice.
I take it?
You'd better think twice.
Ay, that hurt.
God damn, okay.
Discoveries are measured in todos los momentos. El camino. Climb aboard. Never alone and rarely outnumbered. Idealismo. Vuelos de fantasía. En la acumulación de laberintos. Suéltalo todo una vez más. The stars are within your reach. Let's make this something a bit more useful. Hey, don't interrupt me. Discoveries are measured in.
We share the same dreams.
Our minds are as the show's on. Climb aboard
Alright,
and
let's see how
prepare
much
to meet
this
your
does.
maker. Science!
For a brighter future for everyone.
En la acumulación de laberintos, suéltalo todo una vez más. En la acumulación de laberintos,
Goddamn, she does it twice.
suéltalo todo una vez más. Devour it all.
Time waits for no one, even for a great feat.
your
Get
reach.
the petrifies him now. I think that one dude.
Not a fan of my work, I take it? Cheer up. Discoveries are measured in increments. Never alone and rarely outnumbered. Handy. Take a mean climb aboard and prepare to meet your maker. Science. En la acumulación de laberintos, suéltalo todo una vez más. Let's see those signs.
Okay, so yeah, she petrifies. Huh. Makes
En
sense,
la
she's a Medusa.
acumulación de laberintos,
Odd character.
suéltalo todo una vez más. The stars are within your reach.
Alright, same thing again, huh?
Discoveries are never alone and rarely outnumbered. Más allá del concepto en todos los momentos. Climb aboard and prepare to meet your maker. Science. The stars are within your reach. Cosmología, filosofía clásica. Do I have to do this? The stars are within your reach. Our minds are as one. Plan X. El camino. Climb aboard and prepare to meet your maker.
Right, that should be enough to petrify him before
Let's make
anything.
this something
Any
before you
facts of
can.
her petrifies them. There we go.
There's no choice. En la acumulación de laberintos, suéltalo todo una vez más. The stars are within your reach.
Alright, almost there.
We share the same dream.
Discoveries are the show's on. El camino a climb aboard and
Do
prepare to meet your
absolutely
maker.
everything.
We'll write the future.
Let's see how this
forever.
works.
En la acumulación de laberintos, suéltalo todo una vez más. The stars are within your reach.
We're almost there. That petrifies
Time
him.
waits for no one.
Now
Even
Melania
for a
goes
great
ahead. That should deal with him.
En la acumulación de laberintos, suéltalo todo una vez más.
There we go.
Keep going.
There we go. That only took how much was that? 10 minutes. All right, let's go enter gap month. It's the usual 8 nodes, it seems, not like the Aleph one, which was just a. From my understanding, it was just Aleph talking to himself. So that one was kind of flew over my head a little bit. I thought it was him talking to other people. Nope, just him talking to himself. Anyways, let's go for one, an unexpected visitor. Lobby Laplace.
It does seem that.
Oh, you're here. Perfect. I have something to tell you. My transfer request finally went through. Her formal announcement doesn't receive the reaction she expects, but Hissabeth's excitement is enough for her to overlook the confusion in her colleagues' eyes. This is the best news I've heard all week. I thought they wouldn't get back to me for months. Good thing I didn't wait that long to start clearing up my work. Why are you looking at me like that?
So?
Well, this is a new one. Huh, Prisma Green. I think that's a type of, rock. So you mean you're leaving our project?
About that.
Relax, I'll handle everything. It won't have any effect on the research, no? As the storm clouds gather over her colleague's face, the perceptive Melusine stammers out of compromise.
You know what?
I can finish all my work in 3 days, don't worry. I can even rebook the ticket for a few days sooner. That way... Do things really have to end like this? Prisma Green is known for dramatic reactions. Still, the tremble in her voice catches Hissabeth off guard. 3 days is tight already. I still need time to wrap the buffer material around my biosphere. Ça va. Your call. What's your time frame? If something happened between us that made you want to leave, you could have just told me.
What would that look?
I thought we were getting along swimmingly. We were co-first authors on that paper last month. As far as Laplace is concerned, shared authorship is thicker than blood, n'est-ce pas? I just don't understand, darling. If nothing's wrong, I mean, if there isn't any bad blood, why would you just up and leave us? Because I found a project I'm even more excited about. I've got to say, the direction is amazing. That's why I wanted to tell you right away. Sylvie, darling, you... Oh god, she is dramatic. My words fail me. How am I supposed to pour all these sorrows you've poured into my heart? Oh no. Aren't you happy for me? Damn, these Laplace researchers really are just theater kids, huh? The sincerity and confusion in those slit pupils throw Prisma Green into a brief moment of self-doubt amidst her pantomime sorrow. Maybe she really did just want to share her good news. And here we are in Plesetsk.
I'm so sorry.
I can see why you're upset. It sounds like it really came out of the blue. Upset? I felt like someone yanked open my coat on a freezing night and started shoveling snow down my neck. Accepting Hissabeth to act with another's feelings in mind is a lost cause. If you want to keep her around longer, just give her extra tasks. That's more her style anyways. Still, when a coworker you got along with suddenly tells you she's leaving after already filing the paperwork. Yeah, that's kind of...
Oh dear!
Oh, she's blushing. Oh dear, it was just so cold, I couldn't help but be shocked. It hurt. Kiperina can't help but nod, preemptively heartbroken at the thought of being abandoned like that herself. Oh, sweetie. It's Hissabeth. It's well within the parameters of her behavior. She'll slap on a dive helmet and leap into the Mariana Trench if a new project caught her interest down there. Anyway, she did try to consider her feelings. She just used the wrong formula to figure it out. Doesn't make you feel any better.
Dear.
Thank you. That's heartwarming. But I know she'd never make that kind of mistake with her actual work. I thought I heard my name. Guess we chose the right time to get up. That batch of reports from last night nearly did me in, huh? It's not easy to run into an unfamiliar face in Plesetsk, especially not one that feels halfway familiar. Oh god, you don't remember her. Did you come here with the latest delivery from Laplace? Oh my darling Sylvie, my icy little cornichon. How long has it been? A sudden warm hug earns a confused look from the sleep-deprived researcher. Sylvie? Yeah, it's been a while. Still, I see, huh? Time has rusted over memory as she tries to spit out a name. It's familiar, right on the tip of her tongue. Oh no, it can't be, can it? Have you forgotten me? That's just cruel. Forgot? No, we worked together just before I transferred to Blizzardsk. Your name is...
Okay.
You know, I just woke up. Sometimes it takes a second. Any second. Luckily, one of her less forgetful siblings jumps in. Camille. We'd never forget our most beloved, erudite, and passionate friend. Did you even ever get around to finishing the invisible river between experiments? I'm dying to talk about it with you. The little snake peeks from Hissabeth's hair and gently curls around the visitor's wrist. Ah, thank you, Estelle. I feel so much better now. Whatever would I do without you? Camille? Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely. Of course, Camille. It's good to see you again. I don't even know, what there is left to say to you. My cool little cornichon. I thought we were friends. More than friends, oh god. Colleagues. Of course, colleagues. Roommates, probably also. What is it, was it not that oh my god, let me just... I woke up just a moment ago, give me a second. Oh god, I'm giving Hissabeth excuses. Alright. Was it not I that was there for you when you first arrived at LaPlace HQ? I that helped you during your first project. I came all the way to the Arctic just to see you. And you can't even remember my name! Oh boy, you're in trouble now, Hissabeth. Alright. Stage. Okay, never mind. Stu, a close friend. Hissabeth couldn't have truly forgotten her colleague, not her face, certainly. Back when she first joined the LSCC, it was Camille who first helped her sign the contract. Here's your contract. Standard clauses, but I recommend giving it a proper read. Researcher Hissabeth, you're a Melusine? That's quite rare.
About that.
My parents say I'm a Melusine-blooded. Though honestly, it seems like we are something closer to a Medusa. Ultimately, I decided to just go along with it. They had already filled out the form before any of us could write. I think Melusine sounds sweeter than a Medusa. There's a legend that Melusines turn into serpents every Saturday. Do you do that? I actually heard the legend before. You have a favorite version?
Of course.
Of course, my dear. There are indeed so many versions, but my preference is for the ones who center on the water nymph, Presina. As I recall, she agreed to marry a human king under one condition. He must never watch her give birth. However, as men so often do, the king broke his vow, and Presina, ever true to her word, vanished without a trace, leaving behind their 3 daughters, one whom was the first Melusine. It's close to that myth about the crane lady, except giving birth was making dresses, right? Their mother, as a final act of cruelty and vengeance, cursed their children to transform into serpents there each Saturday. Later on, Melusine herself fell in love with another human man. She offered him riches and power, but like her mother, she too had a condition. Every Saturday, he had to draw her a bath, and then leave her alone from sunrise to sunset. This guy didn't live up to his vow either, did he? Guess these stories can be so predictable, ne sais pas? You're so very right. These tales always seems to follow the same script.
I think that...
The intention is a kind of a moral lesson. A warning against the nature of human curiosity, always stubbornly breaching boundaries and prying into forbidden secrets, and the supernatural punishment that follows. Dull and dated, I admit, thematically on brand for its era. Hey, that interpretation seems a little anthropocentric, don't you think? Who said that? The interruption of the second voice paints her face with a strange and sudden confusion, made even more vivid when the third chimes in.
So?
Do I sign here? Incredible! So these little snakes have independent consciousnesses. I'm glad my siblings didn't startle you. So I just sign here then. Oh, yes, yes. Here on page 7 and the last page as well. 7, page 7. Got it. Give me a sec. What a fascinating species. Anyways, allow me to introduce myself again. I'm Prisma Green. I'll be your project lead, though I prefer you to think of us as colleagues. It's so rare to find someone with real cultural literacy here. At Laplace, it's something far rarer than mere scientific brilliance. Glad you think so, but I'm not really the mythology fan. In my family, you're looking for my sister. The mentioned snake pokes her head from Hissabeth's sleeve. That would be me, Estelle. Pleased to meet you. I was just reading the contract and overheard your conversation. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Estelle, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. The project lead blinks, shifting her eyes down to scan her new colleague's personal files again, attempting to make some sense of things. So in total, you're 9 snakes. Yep, 9. There's 8 of us and 1 of her. But don't be fooled. I'm number 1 around here. She's only number 2.
Don't call me by my number.
We know. We promise to respect your our little cornichon. The dissonant snake entourage begins to overwhelm Prisma Green, but they're quick to adjust. They're quickly to adjust. Why don't we go back to the subject at hand? As I was just saying, it's human-centric perspective. Why does no one ever try seeing things from Melusine's point of view? Probably because Melusine don't write many academic papers. Hissabeth is forced to defend herself, or at least her legacy.
In fact,
I've written plenty of papers on behalf of my kind, thank you very much. And they've been published, no less. We know that, but just because you're a genius when it comes to aerospace materials, doesn't mean you know jack about literary theory. Don't be so negative. Thank you. Maybe one day I'll write a story about aerospace engineering, and then we'll see who's laughing. You've always been my favorite, my dear little Estelle. Much simpler than nicer than some of your siblings. Fine. It seems I must reintroduce myself. Perhaps this will ring a bell, Researcher Hissabeth. Back when you first joined Laplace HQ, you were part of the fireproofing serpentine ceramic installation project. The project details, like a sponge-soaking cleaner, wipe away the blur that had clouded her memory.
Oh, I've got it.
Prisma Green. No, I'm sorry, how could I forget you? I do believe we've never met anyone whose arcane skills were more perfectly suited for testing materials than yours. Okay, I'm kinda curious what yours is. You have no idea how much I've missed you since I got here. I still talk about you with Pointer all the time. How has that experiment progressed since? Haven't seen any new papers. I was actually thinking of writing to ask. Her sudden burst of friendly, effortless questions fills the room with an odd warmth, leaving your colleagues puzzling at her. Ah, my cold little cornichon. I'd be happier if you remembered me for more than my arcane skills.
in fact,
That is the highest compliment I can give. Their conversation once again veers entirely off track. Thankfully, someone else chimes in. Miss Prisma Green, I am sure you've come all the way to Plisetsk branch for an important reason, right? Oh, absolutely. Something very important, indeed.
look at this.
Darling, have you given any thoughts to switching project again? Okay. My guess is this is after the event. Resort. These are CDs, okay. Prisma Green delivers her invitation with the exact type of direct and forward sensibility she knows appeals to her colleague, yet somehow Hissabeth manages to slip around it.
What do you mean?
A new project? What happened to your old one? Is that why you haven't published? Don't tell me it fell apart after I left. It was in great shape back then. Of course not, the project's still thriving. We found a completely new direction. Super low temperature materials. I do believe our future in that field is as bright as the diamond breaches of, oh my god, Kejavik. Kejavik. I think the K is silent. Kejavik, something like that. I've applied for everything I'd need. Staff, funding, labs, equipment, test samples, even vacation time and bonuses. In fact, our funding is very tight, so I do wish we had that here. I even had to spring from the Runium for our teleport this myself. Thanks for reminding me. You've told me your deduction that you told me to deduct that from your own budget. Outrageous! How could Laplace leave such a talent to languish without proper funding? If you get promoted and be my leader, I believe my supply application will be approved without a hitch. I'm not sure that's in my career plan, darling, but I'll try to keep that all in mind. As for why I'm here, isn't it obvious? To take a vacation. I've been told by those lovely and always considerate little busybodies in HR that I've gone 3 years without a vacation, so I won't be allowed to return to my project until I use up my leave. Luckily, just as I was flipping through travel guides, the whole Laplace began buzzing about you. I really couldn't have asked for a better timing. Clearly, darling, this is the work of fate. A stunning and gorgeous adventure across the far north, along with a chance to see a friend and former colleague.
Okay.
So you're here for a vacation, and seeing me is just a side trip? Oh, you mustn't think that, darling. I'm no better than you. I'm no better than you when it comes to obsessing over work. If I didn't have so much work to do, I'd be happy to show you around. It would be more. I would be more than thrilled to show Camille to her sightseeing tour. Where? There aren't any sights worth seeing that wouldn't keep you away from us too long. It wouldn't be safe.
Dear.
It looks like we're star-crossed for now, but I do thank you both for the thought. Before I head out, Sylvie, tell me, will you accept my invitation? I'd be so thrilled for you to join us. Hissabeth flings her hand out to a nearby bowl of gingerbread, cramming them into her mouth, as if to put a space between the question and her answer. Unfortunately, her siblings have mouths and minds of their own. Great. A chance to work together again. I won't dream of passing that up, Camille. It's been so long since I've had someone to talk literature with. There's no appreciation for poetry up here. No one to chat about Eliot and Pound. Sometimes I think I'd be better off brumating. Pointer's eyes the complaining snake, musing over what emotions she ought to feel. Is it really so bad here, Hissabeth? I could recite more poems for you if you'd like. No, please no. I prefer more efficient modes of communication. It doesn't matter that much to me either. Oh my god, it doesn't matter to me either way. Only, did you say you're gotten full funding? Naturally, darling. We're top tier team in the eternal priority rankings. That kind of backing is dangerously tempting. It's a bad little cornichon. But Hissabeth has preemptively deployed another bite of gingerbread, offering only a strained but unclear response.
Dear.
Please, oh please, would you consider, Sylvie? You've already accomplished the impossible here, and all of Laplace is singing your praises. Your dream has come true. Now, with me, you could begin a brand new chapter, a new dream for us both. I can't think of a single reason to turn me down, darling.
Okay.
I'll hear you out. I assume you've brought a project proposal? Now? The sooner the better. I can give you an hour. If you move quickly, we could start discussing your new project in half that time. There's really no need to rush things, darling. We have plenty of time to get up to speed on the project while I'm enjoying the sights here.
In fact...
Camille, I didn't say that I'd accept, only that I'd consider it. So why not tell me now? Prisma Green gives a discontented huff as she dumps her travel bag onto the table. Somewhere between the mounds of fleece scarves and earmuffs, she finds her proposal. Very well, darling. Read through this first. Hold on. Okay. Read through this first, then come find me. But don't forget, I'm here on a wonderful whirlwind vacation. Now, would any of you dears be so good to tell me where I might see the aurora? Or what is it, the ice plains? Huh. Hissabeth takes a document and leaves her colleagues. new and old behind, as they chat about directions and forecasts.
You know what, too?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I've got a feeling you weren't really craving free handfuls of gingerbread. Come on, just accept the invitation, Sylvie. I don't see why you're hesitating.
Huh.
You don't? Camille thinks we're already reaching our dreams, but we've only answered one question. All our work so far has barely even brushed the edge of the cosmos. Always on cue, Monique.
About that.
I thought we all agreed that this is our shared dream. Yes, we did, but still, shouldn't we take some time to pause and reflect? Vibe's right. Reflection, course correction, that's the best kind of relaxation after wrapping a project.
Okay.
You imply that a course correction is necessary. Oh, is this the minigame? It is. It's Candy Crush. Alright, it's time for emergency meeting. Oh no. That's fine, Camille. We've got no reason to say no. So why keep slithering in circles about it? It's a slithering funny serpent. One of us has to give, Estelle. Either you convince me or I'll convince you. So be it. Once more we enter the ring of open debate. Oh, it's a weird type of Candy Crush, okay. You just swipe it whatever you want, huh? Like 4, okay. And we have 47 moves. Okay. Oh man, that was something. Alright, let's see. We can do 4 here. And we can do... Let me see, what can we do? We can do... a lot, actually. Huh. Let me see if I draw... No, I know, you don't need to tell me. There we go. I just want to make 4. There we go. This is perfect. Then we can do this. We have this. Then we have this. And with that, we can have this. And we won. You've always so resolute, sister. The narrow tightrope ahead of you is shrouded by an incrucible fog. Unless we walk it, blind to fate, how can we know we've made the right
Just
decision?
give it a try.
Okay. Just take a look, okay. It's common knowledge. Nothing bridges distance faster than talking about a mutual friend.
Dear.
I must say, you seem much better matched for Sylvie than I was. She's always found fault with my poetic turns of phrase. She suggested I was too theatrical. Can you believe that? Theatrical. Me? No, I couldn't tell. As much as I care for her, she can be so unfeeling when you agree. Pointer takes a moment to calculate. She's well within acceptable parameters. We have had our disagreements, but I always found Hissabeth to be straight to the point and dedicated to her work, sometimes dangerously so.
Okay.
More's the pity. You two really are a fine match. Darling, be honest with me. Do you think there's any chance she'll say yes? What? To my invitation? Dear, it seems you have a much deeper insight into her mind than I ever had. Tell me, please, what do you think she'll do? The pause is longer this time, the computation growing even more complex. Hissabeth is highly perceptive when it comes to interpreting new data on both its costs and benefits. In this, we are very alike. My analysis would suggest that she would find any proposal on such generous terms to be enticing.
What if?
But what if it isn't her preferred field? Lacking any modeling to analyze this question, she offers only a very human shrug. To be continued. Okay. We're already halfway. Wow, man, that's surprising. What the snake said. Oh man, that is such a good CG. That one too, holy hell. Family
So,
meeting on her mind? Our meeting today has been called to discuss our possible transfer. The Laplace office in Blizitsk is offering us a role in aerospace-related research project. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this, hold on. Our project would be to develop teleportation disks capable of delivering supplies to spacecraft. What could be more perfect fusion of arcana and science? This is the potential to be exactly what we were looking for. The floor is open. Let's hear everyone's thoughts. As usual, oh my god, Sephnest abstains. Anyone else? I think you're overstating things. It's not tangentially related to our target's field, but it is related. It's just like eating a fish. You've got to go bite by bite. Her usual metaphor fails to clarify things, and the topic derails. I told you the fish in the eco tank were Six is doing. It wasn't me. It was Hissabeth, probably training his hunting skills again. All discussion of the eco tank incident can wait. Back on track. Monique's point is what I wanted to highlight. We'll begin with just working on transporting supplies into orbit. Sure, but that's just the beginning. With time, we may be able to teleport those people there too. A tail tip rises. The siblings pride themselves on being fully informed before taking sides. Sorry, I was out cold last week. Would you anyone kindly tell me where Blizitsk is?
about that.
In simple terms, it's a little north of Moscow, give or take 500 miles. It's in the Arctic Circle, one dozen for popsicles, ice everywhere, very exciting. A vivid description, irrefutable, and for many visibly unpleasant. Yeah, they're snakes. Hissabeth attempts to salvage Blizitsk's image.
Be patient.
The search is all indoors, in a climate-controlled office. Sounds like Syphis is in the fan. The Arctic Circle sounds like an adventure. What could possibly be better? Let's wrap this up. Oh, okay. Let me see. What can we do? This here. Right, the guy glitches our screen. We can go with. Then we can go for, let's see, this. Two rounds, okay, so we have, can we fix this? We can. Oh, okay, so the screen is bugged, but the thing still works. Got it. I see it. 30 damage in 3 rounds. Nice. Okay, we just need one more and we're done. There we go. Ah, it didn't work. Wasn't enough damage. There we go. Hissabeth wakes from a dream. Next stiff as she looks down at the scattered project notes that fell from her hand. Clearly, I need some sleep. What a weird thing to dream of now. Is it? Or maybe your subconscious is reminding you it's time for another formal vote. Usually, her siblings were kind enough to not intrude into her dreams. Usually. You really are a sneak. Fine. If we're going to hold are we going to hold another meeting? Honestly, I don't see a reason to turn her down. You mean concerning Prisma Green's proposal?
Okay.
Okay, I admit the project files are interesting, but it's not exactly cutting-edge research. It's focused on an entirely practical refinement. I think our current project, near shutting down, should be added to your risk assessment. I doubt it'll last. Abandoning a project over a few problems isn't our way. Starlight doesn't have to light our way, Sylvie. Sometimes we can look elsewhere. Seems like we were far from a consensus this time around. It's a position that's far from unusual for these siblings.
In fact,
Pushing for a conclusion without consensus doesn't help. Let's just unwind a little first and gather our thoughts. Maybe find something to eat. I propose we delay our decision until next meeting. The grumbling stomachs makes for a quick decision, and the motion passes unanimously. Okay. Nope, we're still going. When you work in a place with too few restaurants, you're bound to bump into familiar faces.
speaking of which,
Oh, Miss Hissabeth, what a surprise. Considering the lack of quality restaurants in this area and our shared love of food, it's hardly too surprising. Kidding, just kidding. It's all good, kiddo. You being here just means we can order more. The stewed beef looks good. Or is there anything else you wanted to try? Sure, I'd like to try the beef. If you'd like to, I mean. Then let's do that. Plus one of these and a couple of those cookies I like, thank you. Absolutely, girls. Old Duty will make sure you leave full and happy. So, have you heard anything from Winsong? After what you've been through, I thought she'd have gotten you another position real quick. She said the same, but I guess she received some sudden news. She said she had to go somewhere to lend a hand. So I'm still here for now, at least until she returns. What about you? Me? I just mean, did you decide anything yet? Here's your toast, cream, fish soup. Eat up, girls. Oh, it's good. It looks good, Mr. Yuri, thank you. It's old Yuri's best dish. Don't forget to dip the bread. The ever-striking little astronaut can't help but nod and follow his suggestion. Wait, what did he have? It was... fish soup. Yeah, fish soup with toast is very good. I normally don't like fish, but fish soup for some reason is just good, very good. It's really good. Old Yuri walks off, satisfied with the praise. Everything's changing so fast. It's comforting when something still tastes the same. Hissabeth glances over. Kiperina is gently stirring the soup, lost in thought. Changing soup flavors had been the least of her worries. Hey, maybe I can offer some emotional support. But thank you. She seems the quiet hope in her eyes looking back at her.
in fact,
All the stars we see are really billions of light years away. By the time we finally get to see it, the star is from the star is from the light. By the time we finally get to see the light, the star it's from may have already collapsed. But it's still there for you to see, and its light will keep you traveling forever.
oh,
That's really kind of poetic. Maybe it is. It's almost poetic, isn't it? The light in your eyes, your memory of the star, and your existence is someone else's legacy. So don't be too bad. You'll carry them forward, just like they carried you.
I'm doing much better.
Thank you, Miss Hissabeth. I guess I'm not used to all these changes, but I try my best to hold them in memory. I know that's what they'd want. Hissabeth nods with some satisfaction, feeling a moment away in her memory. Next time someone accuses her of being distant, she'd have solid evidence to the contrary. She turns her attention back to her soup, until Kiperina's soft laughter scoops her up again.
But
I guess I'm just surprised to hear you say that, Izal. I remember when you told us you were allergic to poetry. Our shared consciousness means it is if I'm reading Chaucer and two is reading about general relativity, all nine of us gain a measure of both. Maxim has been holding back for a while to preserve the atmosphere Hissabeth had carefully constructed. Now it found the perfect opening and struck.
About that.
It's extremely efficient. Even Pointer is envious of our ability to analyze data so fast. Still, we have our own passions. I've never really liked literature or philosophy much. Though I wasn't really being serious back then. I do like poetry, a little, in small doses. It can be an effective tool of mental training. Analyzing the layer of imaginary tone and emotions can be useful for sharpening one's logical faculties. Sylvie, do you really have to reduce it to science. Poetry is the crowning glory of civilization.
In fact...
Oh, you would like to... Oh my god, what's her name? Ah, fuck, the one from the last batch. Jesus, I forgot her name already. Oh my god, really? I think I did forget her name. Dude, the one with Aleph. Oh my god, what is her name? I'll have to take a look later. Oh, who was it? Elliot or maybe Whitman? One of them anyway. I think he'd appreciate your point of view. Whitman, Elliot or Whitman? Would have reacted. It's abundantly clear. It's abundantly clear someone else is not pleased right now. Ouch, 8, why did you bite her? You know why. Did you forget to well feel it? Huh? What just happened? Such a sudden familiar conflict are rare and usually don't turn into biting. Hiperina relatively began separating them from one another. In the process, she missed the perfect moment to ask her question. Yet a hint of curiosity lingers in her mind.
Speaking of which...
Will you accept Miss Prisma Green's invitation? Recoleta, that's her name. The proof in the pudding.
So,
Let's return to the topic of our last meeting. Do we join Prisma Green's new project or just stick with our own? What's our current project again? Space, stars, everything. Voyager 1 encountered beyond our atmosphere. Have we finally finished our research proposal? No, I think it still needs work. Camille's proposal has already passed Laplace's review. Nailing down the new research direction isn't easy. These things can take time. Why not check out Camille's plan first? As if struck by inspiration, Hissabeth clasped her hands.
you know what?
You know what, Estelle? You're right. We should go to headquarters, why not? Evaluate first, decide later. We saved up enough vacation days. Awesome, a field trip and a scouting mission. Maybe even a fully expensed. I do love an expense report. Alright, let's move vote. Okay, we can easily have to wait for turns, is my guess. Alright, let's see what we have here. Perfect, awesome. And we can just move this here. Awesome. Alright, so we can move, let me see, this one here. Great. Okay, so that's the thing. We can move this one. Let's see here. 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 Alright, let's go. There we go.
Sure.
I want to talk to you about... Pointer pauses to re-examine her optic feedback as it becomes clear the girl holding the snake is not who she thought. Oh, I thought you were Hissabeth. Sylvie was up all night talking with Prisma Green. I suspect you won't see either of them this morning. Thanks again, sweetheart. I'll be off now. Shall I walk you out? The snake flicks its tail, declining the offer, and vanishes through the door. I was just helping Monique feed the fish. The thoughtful girl gave a very short explanation, so Pointer could understand her easily. Then she couldn't help but murmur the thought racing through her head.
Speaking of which...
If Miss Hissabeth really does decide to join Prisma Green, she'll probably take the eco tank with her, won't she? It's a logical deduction. I certainly would be feeding them in her absence. I was just thinking. Don't get too sentimental. Once you and Winsong are back to HQ, you'll probably see her again. Though, knowing her, I doubt she'll stay there long. If I just miss Hissabeth, oh my god, if Mrs. Swift decides to accept, then it will be her choice. The other shoe drops, louder and sooner than anyone expected.
It does seem that.
Ah, good, you're both here. I've arranged with Prisma Green to head back to Laplace HQ. Remember to feed the fish.
What would that look?
No one wants to feed the fish. Seeing your confusion is genuine. Pointer decides to answer them in plain terms. We'll remember. Oh, okay, they will feed the fish. His wife has never been troubled by packing. After all, she has 8 helpers.
Not the best choice.
Leave that, and that too. We're only going on vacation. Oh, but I haven't finished that one yet. I'm the one that needs to lug them around. 3 books max. Sylvie, my darling sister, 5. Just 5, come on, please. Is it just me, or are you starting to sound exactly like Prisma Green? Can I come in?
No worries.
Yeah, door's open for you anytime. Thanks. I had noticed. I was hoping to talk to you about those shelved research plans, but I guess this isn't the best time.
About that.
Actually, I wanted to talk to you about that too. This place is a mess. Can you grab that folder for me? The gray one. Ah, so this is going to be your next pursuit?
Of course.
Given the context of aerospace application, protective measures are obviously crucial. A good angle, but as a research topic it could use some refinement. Pointer scans the document in her hands in a series of careful and precise eye movements, putting the conversation on hold.
Be patient.
Take your time, no need to rush things up. No need to think up your no need to rush to think up your constructive criticism. I'm sure you'll get there before I leave. The word leave triggers something deep into Pointer's circuitry. I hadn't predicted that you would go just like that. Aren't you concerned about personality clashes? As I recall, Miss Prisma Green had you said you had a serious argument the last time you announced your departure.
In fact...
Oh, that. I won't call it an argument. I simply didn't agree with her proposals. She had a habit of blowing things out of proportion. And the success of our research here proves I made the right choice. Respectfully, I disagree. Of course, I can't deny your success here, but your decision was reckless. Luck and probability played a significant role in your success. I don't regret trying to talk you out of it, even if you got lucky. Has there ever been a scientific endeavor that didn't rely on a little luck and probability? All that I care about is that we succeeded. That's the problem. That's entirely the problem, Hissabeth. I had hoped you'd given your decision to more sober analysis during your wind down. A gentle voice slips between the two gradually rising ones.
Speaking of it,
Ma'am? The not quite closed door creaks open again. The girl peeking in looks as if she's about to step in on a tightrope. The door wasn't shut. Do you need any help?
No, we're fine.
The synchronized nature of their reply seems to be to only highlight the tension. Still, their intruder doesn't press. Would you like me to close the door?
Merci.
The click and the lock begins a long silence. Calculations and meditations on both sides seem destined to break. Take a look at this when you have time.
What's this?
What an interesting concept. I'm glad you've been keeping busy too. Hissabeth flips through the eagerly sparks flying between her eyes and the page. Just this line alone could keep us talking for 3 days straight. But I'm leaving tomorrow. But it's cool, we can always exchange letters. Huh. Okay. Alright, part 6. Weightless Wasteland. What makes a perfect vacation? Entertainment. Depends on the person. Change of scenery? Not everyone craves that. Local delicacies? Oh yes, the more the better. One more raspberry panna cotta, please, and a puff of pastry chicken soup with pumpkin. I'm even more glad to see your appetite's as strong as ever, Sylvie. The food at HQ blows the rest of the branch is right out of the water. Too bad most researchers here know nothing about how to enjoy a good meal. You know, I've heard they're working on making a condensed nutrition pill. What a dreadful idea, darling.
Okay.
No, I can see it quite big and quite convenient. I just hope they remember to make it taste decent. Well, you can count me right out. I'll stick to something real. I'm tempted to order another dessert. What do you think? None for me, but please, enjoy your afternoon tea. This one's on me, remember. Merci, Camille. What a fulfilling vacation. Great work, great food, and even better research. I feel amazing. Huh. Okay, let me just take a look at... Okay. So, is that it then? You really only came here for a vacation? Is something wrong?
But...
It's just that you... Never mind, I'll get used to it. That experimental design you pitched last night was brilliant. You really are the perfect fit. You joining this vacation, no matter how long it lasts, will boost our productivity tenfold. But have you decided, darling? For the sake of me, of anything, even if it's just a puffy pastry in the chef's here, won't you stay? Her earnest, heartfelt invitation pulls Hissabeth's attention back from her dessert.
In fact...
Your project is fantastic, truly. You know I'm not one for flattery. Helping out with your work here has really given me what I needed to sort out my thoughts. The praise sets the stage. Her voice softens, and with it, Prisma Green's face falls. You're about to say but, aren't you? Oh no, dear, my heart's already too cracked. How could Laplace even handle if I went through another heartbreak? She covers her ears in a futile protest, knowing full well that she'll never once manage to stop Hissabeth from doing anything she decide on. Don't be childish, Camille. I know you're listening. I am grateful for your invitation and I truly believe in your project's future, but it's not aligned with the direction I want to pursue. I don't accept that because I don't understand. You always say that.
In fact...
This time, I don't intend to offer any opinions or suggestions. I'm letting you know my decision. You can decide for yourself whatever or not you understand. I know I shouldn't pry, but I have to. Why bother? So you launch a record, or a spacecraft, or even a person into space. What's the point of it all? Dear, the stars are just too far away. By the time your poor little eyes witness their birth, they may have already collapsed into themselves and faded away into nothing.
I just don't get it.
This is how we always find ourselves disagreeing, Prisma Green. You can't help but interject all this drama and poetry into matters of science. They both stopped mid-argument. Their eyes was about to crescendo, two old friends locking eyes, gripped by unmistakable feeling of déjà vu. If something happened between us that made you want to leave, why don't you could have just told me? I thought we were getting along swimmingly.
About that.
I'm just more interested in this new project, the fusion of arcanum and science, aerospace frontier applications. Every part of it speaks to our goal as research. It's a fringe project. It's doubtful you'd have any kind of team or secure any serious funding. Dear Sylvie, you must understand. Laplace brushing off with this is a sign of itself. Your serpentine ceramic paper is about to be published. Think of the real-world applications, darling. With your talent, we could go far down this path together.
So what?
So maybe we've got a knack for making ceramic materials, but we're more than that. It doesn't need to define us. I'm proud of what we've achieved here, but I want to pursue other goals, the things that really matter to me. I know it may seem hard to accept, but my talents and my passions don't perfectly align. When it comes down to it, we've chosen to pursue what is most important to us. But what you're chasing is a life devoted to a barren, weightless void. It may seem like the future, but there's no life in it. Nothing can survive up there, darling. It just died curiously, a waste of effort. I just don't see how you can be so fixated on something that has no practical purpose.
In fact...
Why is curiosity not enough? Evolution prevented this instinct in us so thoroughly and powerfully that it must hold some essential meaning. Ultimately, I don't care whenever you think it's a natural drive of evolution or something as hokey as higher calling. No one survives forever. Not in space and not on Earth. Prisma Green. But before we end our enterprise, we're going to live in our terms. From someone of your age, some might call that a childish act of rebellion. And from someone with your tone, some might call it snide personal attack. I'm sorry, Sylvie, I didn't mean to attack you, I just... Dear, the star's just too far away. In ancient poems, I should be the one guiding you back into the fold. As your mentor, I have to insist your brilliance doesn't belong in devotion to that starlight.
I only pursue what interests me.
Then, if I know anything about literature, I have to insist on my part too, rejecting the call. If you need some poetic reason, then imagine me as some dust-eating serpent yearning for the sky and beyond it, something higher still. Where did Voyager 1 end up? Where did the Golden Records go? After Earth, where else can we go? Every one of those wheres matters to me. That weightless wasteland, and every star in it. They're all that matters to me.
And I don't need anyone else's recognition.
Clearly, they both see each other's eyes in a shared memory. The smiles after that silence carry more than nostalgia. There's a quiet recognition that neither of them has changed. Time hasn't moved either side an inch, and with that understanding, further debate is pointless.
So?
You still think I shouldn't waste my brilliance on that starlight? You never quite convinced me back then, darling. If not for the idealist glow in your eyes, I might have pushed harder. I had an idealistic glow? Really? Oh, don't fuss over glows. All I mean is that, all I meant then, as I do now, is that you're always welcome here. I'll keep a desk open for you. Not gonna lie, when they told me the disc project was getting scrapped, we did take some comfort in knowing it was here. I truly never expected you to pull it off, let alone so spectacularly. Don't sugarcoat it, you still think it was a big waste of time. Call me a traditionalist, dear. I still hope that after this first taste of glory, you'd come back down to Earth.
Okay.
Too bad then. The universe is vast, the stars are beyond counting. I'll be up there looking at them for a long time coming. See, that right there, your blinding glow you get. Very well, looks like I'm destined to drown in another flood of resumes.
Dear.
In every version of the story, Melusine always repeats Presina's fate. Maybe you're inherited more than just your talent for transmutation. The legendary Lusignan was built in a single night, but Melusine was never the architect. Over the years, I did try following your advice, thinking from a Melusine-centrist perspective. Please allow me to interrupt. I very much want to hear your Melusine-centrism literary critique.
Of course.
Of course, dear Gestel. And you too, my dear cold-hearted little Cornichon. Let me interpret the legend from Melusine's point of view. A miracle is kept by one's word, and that's the true core of the story. I sincerely wish you the best of luck, my dearest Sylvie.
Merci.
Camille, I hope the same for you. Though I'm afraid this means I won't be able to promise you an open desk any longer. With your help, this project is even more popular than ever. I've got applications piling up. I have to say, that was some world-class showing off. As agreed, the family of snakes gather once more, discussing their plans at the end of their vacation. Honestly, I've got nothing against chasing stars and the cutting edge of science, but does it have to be pleasant? Still, I must admit, I'm heartbroken over it. You know how much I care for Camille. Pointer's new research proposal really convinced me. We should be able to secure a decent budget this time, right?
About that.
I actually agree with you, Maxim. The unexpected opening line quiets the snakes for a moment. You nearly startled free into speaking, bien sûr. My point is still solid, but what is it you agree with?
You know what?
I would like to revise today's agenda. There is no imminent launch planned. I propose we relocate the Plessis research back to HQ. Oh, okay. To be continued. freeze. Okay, we can burn it. Okay. Oh, hell. Oh, do that, yeah. We can then put this over here. And this here. Nice. But, this one here. This one here. There we go. No, damn it, not this. We can burn more things, I guess. Here. You go here. Damn, it does 30 damage, that's quite a lot. I guess over here. There we go. Alright, as I'm seeing the clock here, it seems like there's gonna be the server is gonna roll over, so I'm gonna cut here a little bit and I'll see you in just a second. And I'm back. Okay, so let's keep going. Cognitive bias. Okay. Though a bit regretful, Estelle is still pleased with her trip, particularly because she finally has time to discuss her favorite topic to her heart's content. Ever since humanity created literature, snakes have always been tied to curses. From the dust-eating serpent of Eden to the Epic of Gilgamesh, even the Melusine legend is like that. Sometimes this terribly anthropocentric view makes me so mad I want to give up literature altogether. You really must talk to Ulrich, my sweet little pumpkin. I remember he spent his vacation in your office recently. He's one of Laplace's most outspoken anti-anthropocentrism theorists. Really? Too bad I didn't get the chance to meet him. Was barely touching the ground those days, but most importantly, you were brewmating. Not that it was a big loss. He didn't seem like the literary type, but he might know a thing or two about fish tanks. His setup looked way better than that little cornichon. Just as the snakes begin to enjoy their chat, Hissabeth starts picking them up one by one, placing them back on her head.
In fact,
I will remember to write to Ulrich about the echo tank material compositions. Maybe he has recommended formula. Parting brings such sorrows, my dear Sylvie. Are you really leaving again? I've prepared a gift for you. A few of your favorite snacks that I know you can never find up there. Oh, and this. My grandmother's handwritten recipe book. May you always have a healthy appetite.
Merci.
That's fantastic. Would you mind if I give it to the canteen chef? I know I don't cook. You know I don't cook much myself. As you wish, darling. My grandmother was a kind and generous woman. I'm sure she wouldn't mind. I always prepared a long poem as a farewell. Shall I recite it for you now?
In fact...
Oh, well, I don't really have much time, besides... Nope, you're gonna read the poem. Of course, darling, I know you're not a fan of lengthy texts. Don't worry, I've prepared the condensed version just for you. Hissabeth opens her mouth, but Prisma Green cuts her off with a theatrical gesture and clears her throat.
Dear.
Sylvie, I must once again bid you a tearful farewell. I know that for my kind it is difficult to imagine life from the eyes of a Melusine. But as a friend, I hope you will allow me to say this. As a mentor, I offer you all my respect and support. May your talent and vision shake Laplace once more. Parfait. I appreciate your condensing it down. It's beautiful, Camille. Her overly cheerful, bone-breaking, and slightly melancholic farewell tone breaks. Okay, her cheerful tone breaks. Never mind. the slightly melancholic farewell mood and leaves Prisma Green with carefully built up emotions crashing down. Aww. What? Oh, not the part about shaking Laplace. That's not important. We came up with a brilliant idea last night. You're gonna love it.
About that.
Even if you don't, I'd still like your respect and support. Those were your exact words just now. Yes, I did say that. For some reason, Prisma Green suddenly regrets her earlier declaration. But Hissabeth is full of enthusiasm. She is certain her friend will be a huge help. Oh boy. While feeding the fish in the morning, Kiperina hears from Pointer that the tank's owner has officially ended her vacation and will soon return to her feeding duties. But the girl doesn't expect the path back to her friend to be completely blocked of moving boxes. Miss Hissabeth, I just heard you've come back. Is everything going smoothly? Certainement. Smooth as it can be. Two little snakes drag a heavy box across the floor, and the kind-hearted girl steps into the office to offer her help. I used to carry props around all the time when I was in the circus.
Merci.
Thank you so much, Alia. Moving is a big operation. These samples and materials all need to be packed properly. If only we can move house using the teleport discs, maybe one day. You think we could spin that into a new founding pitch? Proposal? If I understand you correctly, then what you're talking about was in fact our original purpose. It seems her colleague is more than happy to snuff out Hissabeth's spark of hope from the moment she walks in.
Speaking of which...
So, then you've prepared to go back to the LSCC HQ, Miss Hissabeth. That's one way to put it. Don't touch that, Maxim. That's one needs special containment. No need to shout, you'll startle the others. Pointer watches the busy scene unfolding in the room and calculates the obvious conclusion. Looks like I'm not really needed here.
That's it.
In that case, I'll head back and get on with my own work. Oh, of course. I've got this all handled. Piperina can't help but join in the moving operation, handled or not.
Please wait!
Wait, Miss Pointer. The girl catches up, still clutching a box she hadn't had time to put down. Yes? Are you going to do something? Like, maybe try to keep her here? You mean Hissabeth? Why would I? I just thought you two would keep working together. There's still so much unfinished work to do before the project reaches space again. There is. But Prisma Green's project is also excellent. Laplace doesn't give out top ratings lightly. Then, what do you plan to do? Like with the boxes before, Kiperina feels compelled to help, even if she isn't quite sure how. Me, I intend to keep progressing our research and refining this proposal. Scanning the girl's expression, Pointer eventually comes to a more human understanding. You don't have to worry about me, Alia. I was working on this project alone long before Hissabeth came. I predicted that things will slow down without her assistance, but I'm certain we will still be able to correspond from time to time.
Are you... sure? Yes.
Within tolerances, but the point is... Pointer brushes back her hair. The mechanical structure hums in precise motion, orderly, self-contained. No one can change her mind. If that's what she wants to do, she'll do it. Alright, on to the last one. Au revoir, chers amis. Pointer sits at the desk, going about her work as usual.
Hello?
Come in. Hissabeth surveys the room. an unreadable flicker of dissatisfaction in her gaze, leaving Pointer a bit puzzled. You haven't started, have you? What? D'accord, fine. Once I finish things up on my end, we'll help you pack too.
So?
But for now, come take a look at this. What? You've made a lot of revisions.
In fact...
Even though you never wrote back to discuss, I filled in the gaps, including the materials I showed you earlier. This low-temp material testing angle. Was this inspired by Prismagreen? This has the potential to dramatically improve our project's outcome. Looks good, right? The Laplace review panel thinks so too. Thank you, researcher Hissabeth. Don't worry, I'll make sure to list you as a corresponding offer when we submit. Getting the proposal updated was a pleasant surprise. Pointer smiles contentedly as she imagines yet another well-received paper. Yet somehow her colleague doesn't seem pleased.
The corresponding author?
She wants to be a co-author.
Why?
Several small snakes peek out from her hair. Pointer has seen it before, a sign of great emotional disturbance. Well, if it's going to be my project after all, since you're about to transfer to Laplace HQ and join another team...
I just don't get it.
Another team? There is no other team. This is my project, our project, the one I'm about to start working on. Her serpentine siblings flick their tongues, eager to join in before Hissabeth at least realizes the crucial piece of missing context. You don't know? Incroyable. I thought they already informed you. I haven't received any information at all, so go ahead, I guess. The siblings all seem to collectively relax, falling down limply as Hissabeth smiles.
About that.
After I completed our proposal, I submitted it to HQ as a brand new project. It passed the review. What is it you think I'm banking? Our proposal. Correct. You're listed as my co-applicant. Pointer's eyes shift as she takes in, piece by piece, the information that Hissabeth is relaying. We even got a collaboration invite from Prismagreen's team. Secured additional funding for joint development. It all came within our main budget. So you're packing because... I requested an office at HQ. We'll need to work there for a while to get the joint budget. We've got all the equipment there, and we got all the equipment there that we could ever need, but we could never get all the way up here. You make an excellent argument. Aside from the part where I somehow knew none of this.
No worries.
Chill, Pointer. Knowing now is good enough. Hissabeth waves her off breezily. Pointer doesn't move, doesn't speak, doesn't blink. After 10 seconds of sustained eye contact, Hissabeth adjusts her tone.
Okay.
Alright. I admit I was a little irresponsible. I just thought the HQ notice would reach you before I did. I believe they like to assume you already told me. You know, because it'd be crazy not to. But that means no surprise. Maybe the paper notice is still on its way, or worse, stuck in some admin's typewriter. They usually bonded over shared complaints about Laplace bureaucracy. It's a good topic to eliminate awkward atmospheres.
So?
Anyways, first offer, it's my bottom line. So you're coming, right? I even applied for your budget, your stipend, your office, and your lab, if you say no now. Well then, what else can I say? I'm in. No more discussion is needed. They shift immediately into planning the relocation, smooth and efficient as always. Restaurant in town. Their celebration dinner is smaller than intended, but no less high-spirited. Name Day's off on a mission, Winsong hasn't returned yet, Han Zhang left a note saying he's off doing side work, and Voyager's reassignment to the HQ team just got extended again. Glad you're still here, Alia, otherwise it'd be just us two eating by ourselves. That'd be S9 and Pointer, wouldn't it? It's an honor, ma'am. The girl lifts her glass of juice with great sincerity and clicks glasses with each of them. We first met here too, didn't we? I think we even ordered the same dishes. That's what happens when you so much... Oh my god. That's what happens when so much has happened. Oh my god. Oh my god. I tripped up my own words there, holy hell. That's what happens when so much has happened. Jesus, what is that sentence? My god. Time feels fast and slow all at once.
Maybe.
So then, this will be the last time we eat together here. She glances around and still at the still oddly familiar restaurant. Despite her tone, she knows this isn't a question. If our researcher ever makes it the flight launch, please, oh my god. If our researcher ever makes it to the flight launch phase, we'll come back. Laplace works with a lot of launch centers, but Prisma Green really likes it here. She says the snowflakes in Aurora feel poetic.
About that.
Considering how close our teams are collaborating, she might find an excuse to drag us back here. I have no objections. Same here. Oh, I almost forgot. I should be offering Alia some emotional support now. Let me think. She grows serious, making an exaggerated offer to engage the unused synapses on her shared mind as the snakes whisper their suggestion. Emotional support. Is this some part of new research project? Oh, pointer.
In fact...
Prisma Green said I'm terrible at giving emotional support to my colleagues, but I like to think I'm doing a decent job. Right, Alia? Kiperina smiles as best she can. She hates to let others down, so she gives a stellar performance.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Hissabeth. Really, I'm fine. I don't need any special comfort or encouragement. Mano? But I need some success rates. You know what they say, only samples over 30 are statistically significant. I don't know what happened last time, and I don't want to, but I suggest you stop now.
That's it.
Maybe Prisma Green was right, but you don't need to improve this part. Just accept it as a personal trait. There's no need to torture Alia over it. Hissabeth looks unconvinced, yet to head off to the inevitable argument, Pointer raises her glass, shifting the mood back to the to a well-timed toast. There they are again. Let's raise a glass to celebrate our project's approval and our next reunion.
To the end of the storm. And to the stars.
Cheers. The end. Alright, it was a good one, I will say. It wasn't, honestly, so far, oh, that's the extended one, okay. So far, still think my favorite of these character stories is either like Isolde or Recoleta. One of the two is probably my favorite ones of these character stories. But it was a nice change of pace, seeing the relationship with new characters, seeing more of Pointer, because I'm pretty sure we're not gonna see much of her again after this point. So that's gonna be a bit sad. I quite like Pointer. I got to learn more about Hissabeth too, which is obvious. Yeah, and it was a good little thing, I will say. So tomorrow, okay. So yeah, we're gonna have who do you call it? Fatutu's anecdote tomorrow. That's good. I quite like Fatutu, so we're gonna interesting to see what her anecdote's gonna be. Doomsday and the day after is gonna be Kiperina and Flora to the Golden City. Alright, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time for Fatutu's anecdote. Ciao.